executives in the organization, I think, what I've seen is that we look at every situation, any avenue to help this team grow and improve. That's one of the things I really admire about being here, and it's important to find any way to help this team improve and get better, and we all see that as the vision moving forward.
With Talib, just as long as we're on the topic, there was a report from the NFL's website today that he's not going to report to the team because you have an amicable relationship with him. He's being permitted to stay home and rehab. Is that accurate?
So he's on IR. He's in a rehab program in LA, and we talked about that, and we just felt like there was, he's not eligible to come back for a period of time. So that conversation is between he and I. That report is, I can't really speak to what that report said, but is it accurate? Is it not accurate? I would say it's probably somewhere in the middle. He's going to rehab in LA for a little bit, and then we'll take it from there. So that's kind of the conversation I had with him.
Omar was kind of joking with you, but that exchange with the official was kind of eye-opening. And what was your point of contention on that replay? What had you so fired up? I've moved on. I've turned the page from the Pittsburgh game. I think it was obviously a big call in the game. There's emotions that they run high in a game like that, and really every game. But we've turned the page. We're on to the Jets. That's where our focus is. We talked about that this morning as a team. That was the message. I know it's still fresh in a lot of people's minds because it was just a couple days ago. But we got to turn our attention to the Jets, and that's kind of where we're at. So
you faced the New York Jets head coach when he was the play caller here.
Yeah.
What challenges does he pose as an offensive play caller?
Gase does a very, very good job putting his players in position to make plays. Tries to attack defenses, defensive schemes, personnel. If he feels like there's a matchup he likes, he does a really good job. He's a tough guy to draw up defenses against, and this will be a tough test for us.
Have you had any interesting or numerous sort of interactions or conversations with Adam ever, like even at the NFL owners meetings or anything at all?
Yeah, he and I have had conversations, dating back to when he was at other places and when I was at other places as young coaches in the league. And they've been good conversations. You talk about scheme, you talk about, life as a coach in this league. But, those conversations, we're not going to talk about them here. Those are between he and I.
You played your final game of October already. You're moving on to November.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever consider when you took this job that you'd be 2 months into the job and still be winless?
Every situation is different. You go into any job, any situation, you never really know what's gonna happen. Good, bad, middle road. You never know. I think, but you just got to deal with every situation the way you feel best. And in this situation right now. The goal for me is to help this team improve on a week-to-week basis. I think that's happening. And we'll just keep going out there practicing. I think this team's getting closer to, getting to the point where we can pull out a ball game. I think we've had opportunities. Unfortunately, we haven't taken advantage of them. But I think if we just continue on the process that we're on and continue to improve in practice and start fast like we did last week and, string some things together, I think we'll get to where we want to get. Again,
every game is different. So something's missing. Anytime you lose, there's something that was missing in that particular game. Last week we turned the ball over. The week before, it was the same thing. We turned it over in a critical situation. So I would say that, in this league, not just for us, but for every team, turnovers are the difference between winning and losing in a lot of games. So we need to get that fixed. At the same time, I want this team to be aggressive and, be aggressive to go and win games as well. So that was what was missing last week and the previous weeks. And I think at the end of the day, we need 2 or 3 more plays that have to be made. And I don't know where they come from. Maybe it's we missed a block on a punt return in Buffalo that we may spring one. Nobody knows that, but that's a big play in the game. And there's little small plays like that I guess the masses don't know, or they don't see those plays. And if we make one of those, the outcome's different. I think the big one is the turnovers, but there's other plays in the game where we could actually overcome some of the turnovers that we're not making.
You mentioned when you came here that you wanted a tough, smart, and disciplined team. Obviously, the discipline is there from the low penalties. But do you feel like you have a tough team?
Oh, yeah. This is a tough team, for sure.
You haven't been out yardage-wise. You've given up 1,100 more yards than you've gained. Mm-hmm. I mean, isn't that some indicator that the toughness is there when teams want to stop you from running? They stop you from running.
I think this is a mentally and physically tough team. And I think, watching these guys practice on a daily basis, watching how they go about their business on a daily basis, I see it in games. I think this is a tough team. I think this has been an adverse season. And I see the way they fight and come back. And from that standpoint, no one's going to tell me that this isn't a tough team. So that's where I'm at on that. If there's a difference in opinion, then that's fine too. We can agree to disagree, but I do think this is a tough team mentally and physically.
How important is league-wide respect to you, and do you think you've gained more of that over the last few weeks?
I'm not really. Whatever anyone else thinks doesn't really matter to me. All I care about is what's going on in this building. I care about us, having the right process. I care about us trying to improve every day, from a meeting to the walkthrough to practice, and that's what I want to see on the field come Sunday or Monday or whatever day we're playing. I think I've seen that, and we're just going to try to continue to get better on a daily basis. And the opinions of others it's really never mattered to me. I have a lot of peace and freedom, and I have a lot of peace. I do. I'm confident in my ability to coach. I'm confident in our coaching staff's ability to coach. I'm confident in our players, and that gives me peace of mind. So I don't really care what anyone else thinks, quite honestly.
Brian Fitzpatrick, Sports Sunday.
Yeah.
Brian, you've seen Le'Veon Bell quite a bit in your coaching career. What makes him so special?
Very, he's explosive, very good vision, tough runner, breaks a lot of tackles, good in the passing game. He pretty much does everything well. And he can lull you to sleep a little bit, sitting in the hole, waiting for the blocks to develop, and next thing you know, it's a 28-yard gain. So it's a good back. And he's done a good job for a long time, and it's going to be a tough test.
Can you guys go into your thinking a little bit about staying with Ryan? I mean, now, obviously, neither quarterback has won a game as a starter this year. Why stick with Ryan?
I think he gives us the best chance to win. Good.